What's going on, everybody? This is Nick, sports guy on the mic, and this is episode 11. And today we're going to be talking a little bit more football, of course. As the season is approaching, we got games actually coming on this weekend for week 0. And I think NFL football will be on not too much longer after that. There's been preseason games going on for NFL. Been watching those and keeping up with that because I got a fantasy football draft that's coming up this Sunday. So I'm excited, man. Football is on, just period. I like it all, of course, and I'm super excited to get the season started, man. But so yeah, man, we're here again with another episode, and this is episode 11, and just kind of wanted to speak on, man, the community that we're building right now. It's been kind of fun for me to just get on here and just do something that I like, which is talk sports in general. So for those of you that's been following me on social media and on the podcast here, I appreciate it. If you guys can just give me a like and subscribe, just let me know you liking what we got going on here, growing and I just appreciate you guys tuning in and listening to me ramble on about football. But it's fun again, so I enjoy it. But so today we'll be talking about some more headlines out there. And right now, man, we got the quarterback battle at Alabama. It is wrapped up, and Keelon Russell has won the quarterback battle at Alabama. That's kind of what I projected would happen. So we'll be talking about that on the podcast, and we'll be also talking about what that actually means for Alabama with him winning that starting job. What that looks like with them going forward. We're going to talk about Ryan Williams at Alabama and why I believe he's going to have a huge season this year, if you want to call it a breakout year, if you will. And then we're going to talk about Ryan Williams versus Jeremiah Smith. I actually put something down on social media not too long ago, and it got some traction. And that'd be kind of cool to match them up and see how they look this season going against each other. So we'll talk about Ryan versus Jeremiah Smith. And then I got a fantasy football league also coming up. So we'll get into some fantasy football talk as well. Give you guys a look at the draft that's coming up. We got a draft coming up Sunday. So it's going to be a long draft, man. I think it's probably going to be about 3 hours long, probably, if not more. So I'll be here for a while on Sunday. So I'm thinking about doing something like a room, Discord room, for those that want to kind of join in, and of course my league will be in there, but I'll probably live stream that and see. It depends, man. We'll see when it gets here. Most definitely be giving you guys a look at my fantasy league though, and how that turns out. So I'm excited about that. It's a dynasty league, so we'll be doing a redraft, and that's why it's going to be so long, 3 hours. But so, man, let's jump right into the podcast, man. Let's talk about some things, and we'll discuss, man. So number one, man, Keelon Russell has won the job at Alabama, which is kind of what I already predicted would happen. The reports down there was saying that it was a close battle. That Austin Mack was neck and neck with Keelon, and they were battling it out in the spring and also leading into the fall camp. So that's kind of what I already thought was happening, was a close battle. But as you know, man, you got to make decisions, man. So honestly, man, I think they made the right choice right here. I think Keelon was the guy, and I think that going forward with him, I think it could be a very good thing for Alabama, man, going forward. He gives you a little bit more upside, more play making ability. They struggled with the run game last year, so I think putting him out there will allow Alabama to run the football. I just think that they made the right decision right here, man. And the reports coming out, man, was saying that he kind of the last couple of weeks kind of took it over and really started trending upward and kind of separating itself from Austin Mack. Um, but again, man, I want to be clear. I want to be clear about something. I think Austin Mack is also a very good quarterback, and I think we have the best quarterback, backup quarterback in the nation. That's my personal opinion. And so, if for some reason Keelon can't go anymore, I feel really good about Austin Mack coming in and taking over. So even if they would have picked Austin, I would have been real comfortable um, with saying Alabama would have a good year. But I do feel really good about Keelon, man. I'm excited about him, and I think a lot of people are about to find out how good he really is. So having two quarterbacks is a good problem to me. I know some people say have two quarterbacks is not a good thing, but two quarterbacks is always good to me. That's just my opinion. But as I said, man, they said that uh, over the past few weeks, Keelan just started playing at a high level and kind of started to separate itself from Austin, and the team got behind Keelan, and the coaches felt really good about him to because I kind of at one point I kind of felt like they were going to start this season out with playing Austin Mack, and then Keelan would come in and take over at the end, like in the middle of the season or something. But because that's what it kind of was looking like to me for a second. I mean, what do y'all think? I mean, I kind of felt like that, but it makes me feel good that the coaching staff felt good enough to go ahead and put him out there and let him grow and learn early. Um, Preparing for the first game, which is Eastern Carolina, I think him taking all the first team reps is going to be really good. So you kind of wanted him to get out there and kind of get build rapport with the receiver with the receivers out there, and the offensive line, just kind of like just getting his feet underneath him, and so he can feel real comfortable going out there and playing. I've always thought when you put two quarterbacks out there and let them battling it out during the regular season, it's cool, but you just kind of want that one guy in there and taking all the reps and learning, and that way when you get into real play, which we got real play coming soon, man, with Georgia and um, you know Florida State and all. We gotta make sure that we're ready to go. So I think they made the right decision, and Keelan is it going forward. So uh, as a Bama fan, we're gonna get behind them and support them, and hopefully they can put a good product out there early. So we'll see. Um, but man, let's talk about the abilities of Keelan right now, man. From what I see, what Keelan is, he's super athletic, can run, can extend plays, super smart. He's a team leader. I saw a video of him, want to say like at an Alabama signing day or something like that, and where people could take pictures, and fans could come and meet some of the players. And I mean, dude had a whole line of like Alabama current football players in line to take a take a photo with them. So you can just kind of see the team rallying behind Keelan, and not that Austin Mack didn't have that, but it just kind of felt a little different with Keelan. So, um, but one thing that I think people that hasn't followed Keelan or know a whole lot about him, which I followed him a lot in high school, so I know quite a bit about him. But um, I think people just think he's athletic, and they're not really aware of how well the kid can throw the ball. Man, he I feel like he's very underrated at how well he throws the football. So some people compared him to Jalen Daniels. He got some comparisons to some other running quarterbacks, but I think I saw a podcast of another guy, and I think he talked to his father or whatnot, and his dad thinks that he compares him to Aaron Rodgers. So I didn't I didn't think about that, but just the way he can move and throw the ball on the run and move inside the pocket and create plays. They're saying he's Aaron Rodgers like. So you know, I kind of can see it after looking hearing that comparison and then watching them play a little bit. I can see Aaron Rodgers a little bit in him. So, but man, look, people gonna find out real quick what Keelon can do. I think he's really athletic. Of course, he can run, he can extend plays, but the kid kind of wants to throw the ball and he wants to get everybody involved. So he really plays the quarterback position well to me. So I'm super super excited about watching him play this year, and I really do think that he elevated the level of Alabama a little bit with them being named the starting quarterback. Um, so yeah, man, a guy I think that's going to benefit from this decision tremendously is Ryan Williams. I think last year he kind of he had a whole bunch of drops last season, as we know. Anybody that's an Alabama fan kind of saw that the kid was struggling a little bit last year. Not real sure what was going on with Ryan for him to drop all those passes last year and not play at the level he did his freshman year. But I think this year he rebounds, man, and with Keelon now being the starting quarterback, I think him extending plays and able to get outside the pocket, uh, you'll have Ryan Williams finding himself in opportunities to make big plays and, um, you know, take off and have a great season this year. So I think, Keelan is going to make everybody around him better, man. That the offensive line, tight end room, the running backs, everybody's going to benefit from Keelan being out there, being able to make plays. So, um, you know, uh, my expectations for Keelan this season is just go be great, man. Just go have a good season and compete. That's why you come to Alabama. That's why um, you know I'm sure that you came, but you don't got to be perfect, man. Just go out there and play hard. And I think that if you can um, show the fan base that that you're tough and that you can handle the pressure. I think that people will get behind you. But you know just go out there and have fun, man. And if as long as he's playing his game, I think he'll be fine. I really do. But it's a lot of fans out there that we do have a couple people in our fan base that are a little bit unreasonable, and they can eat you up a little bit, man. So make sure that you kind of tune out the noise and just play hard, and I think you'll be all right, man. But it's a lot of pressure to be the starting quarterback at Alabama, man. If you go back and look at um, a lot of the guys that has came through over the last 10 years, it's it's a tough place to because the quarterback gets a lot of credit when things go right, and when things are going wrong, they also get blamed a whole lot. So you got to be ready for that, man. You know, every game is going to be analyzed by the Alabama fan base, and our fan base has a lot to say about things whenever things don't go right, and you know, and everybody's experts on it for whatever reason. But I think Keelan's gonna be okay, man. I think he's gonna be okay. So expectations are high for me for him, but I'm reasonable, and I just think if he goes out there and plays hard, and I'm not gonna complain. So we'll go with that. But so what can he do this year to make me just to make me sit back and say, yo, that's the guy. That's him. I think, if when I'm thinking about that, at the University of Alabama, we got a bunch of big games that'll be played, and he's gonna go through some adversity, man. He's gonna have some times where, um, things aren't going right, and how he responds to that is when I'll decide, if he's the right guy or not, because he's gonna have some games or a few games where things are not going quite right, and how you respond to that, man. When you get down to Georgia or some of the bigger teams, how's your mental? How are you able to bounce back and fight back and get back in the game and put your team in a position to win them. So I've seen multiple games as an Alabama fan of us coming from behind and winning uh, in a crazy dramatic fashion. So yeah, just making sure that he goes out there and keep his head on straight and keep moving forward and getting better every single week, man. I think you know that'll make me really be able to relax and say that yeah, we got our guy and we can win with this dude. So but I think he's gonna be good, man. I think he'll be good. Um, what does a successful season look like with Keelon at quarterback this year? I think you know, success can look like this for me. And again, I told you guys I'm a reasonable Alabama fan, man. I'm not, one of the crazy Alabama fans that we have, and I love those guys too, man. Our crazy fans is they keep everybody entertained as well. So I love all the fans, but just him getting better every single week will be successful. Competing, like I said earlier, learning from your mistakes and just being a leader, just being a team leader, man, and representing, well. So Alabama's put some really good quarterbacks out as of late, and I think how he not only carries himself, but plays with a fire and a swagger and I think that'll kind of rub off on the team um, and it can make for a good season. So that'll be a successful year for me for him. And then he can carry that on to the next season. But I mean, we all want to compete for a championship, man. That's of course the end goal of every season. So if he can get there, that'll be really good, man. But just get better every single week, man. And if we can do that, I think that'll be a successful season for not only him but for the team. But you know, we'll see. Um, so all right, so does this change my mind? Him winning the starting quarterback, does it change my mind of like um how I felt earlier in the year of like my prediction of Alabama and their record and where they stand. Um, I still think the strength of this team is the defense. I still think that the defense is going to carry them throughout the season, and we need to lean on the defense, and they need to make sure that they put us in position to win these games early on because I do believe the offense is going to have time to grow and get some things right. So, with that, with the young quarterback coming in, as talented as he is, we don't want to like put these games on his back, man, and let, call for him to win them for us early on. But if we got to, I think he'll be ready. But if we can lean on the defense, which is, I think, our strength, then I think that, you know, we'll be set. So, um, so I think, we got to be able to run the football though, man. I mean, if Alabama can't run the football, it's going to be a long season again. And then everything I've talked about, all of the hype and all of the credit I've been giving them, it'll just, be for nothing because if we can't run the football, then they'll be done, man. So they have got to be able to run the ball this year. Offensive line got to be able to play physical and get I mean, we got talented running backs, man. It's not like we don't have talented running backs. We got really, really good running backs. So you got to be able to get them guys space and allow them to make plays. But um, yeah, with the new offensive line coach coming in, and I'm hearing they're playing with a different type of physicality. Um, Hopefully we can run the ball this year, man. But I feel good about us this year with running the ball. But obviously you got to go out there and do it. So and I don't care. East Carolina week 1, and I don't care who it is. Run the ball and run it well. So whether it's East Carolina, LSU, Georgia, it don't matter. We got to be able to run the ball. So that's what I'm gonna be looking for that early on, and we'll see. It's gonna let me know a lot about this Alabama team. But the biggest concern I got with these guys, man, is like, I mean, the last couple of seasons, man, the Alabama, swagger, that when teams heard they were playing Alabama, you know, they were scared. You know what I mean? And I don't feel like teams feel like that anymore, man. They don't fear them. They don't have a, yeah, they're ready to play Alabama, and that's got to change, man. So this season, you got to bring some of that swagger back, man. You got to bring some of that fear factor in, you know. And I think the only way you get that is to go out there and just beat people up, man. You gotta go out there and dominate, and they got the guys to do that, man. If they can go out there and just put it together, they can get that done. So we'll see what they do. And you get things started early with East Carolina, and get it moving. And build on it every single week, man. It doesn't matter who you play mentality, just go out there and dominate. So if Alabama can get that swagger back, man, they'll be dangerous. So you got the guys to do it. So got to go get it done. One thing I do know is I'm expecting a lot from Ryan Williams this year, man. I think he's gonna go crazy, and he don't honestly, he doesn't have a choice but to go crazy. The dude is I really believe he wants to go as one of the best receivers in the draft this year, and the only way for that to happen is you got to go out there and put numbers up, man. You got to go out there, and because honestly, even his freshman year, he kind of fell off a little bit towards the end of the season, and I think he got to put together a complete year, a solid year, and especially if he wants to come out this year for the draft, he's going to have to play at a elite level from the beginning to the end. So, and I believe he will, man. I really, really, really believe he will have a great season this year. He's looks like he's put on a lot of weight for this off season, put a lot of work in. Coaches have been saying he's probably one of the hardest workers in the on the team. So I'm predicting 1,000 yards plus this year. Easy is what I'm thinking, man. Like I said, bigger, stronger, faster. He's more experienced. He's smarter. Been through adversity, and he's been looking good at fall camp too. So, we're gonna find out. And I think every single game he's gonna have to come out there and play with a purpose, and go out there, and he's gonna have a big role. He's gonna have a huge role, actually. So, he'll be the number one receiver on the team, and he'll get plenty of opportunities and targets and all of that stuff. So, look for Ryan to have a good year this year, man, and a breakout year, if you want to call it that. So, but one guy that I am, a little, it's kind of crazy to me how he gets no love whatsoever. And that's Lacier Brooks, man. He's not even on the daggone video game, man. The NCAA 27 video game. That's how disrespectful it is, man. But I mean, last year, man, last year he was behind Jeremy Bernard, man. He was one of the biggest playmakers we had, man. I mean, and he's been like that for a few seasons now, man. So, uh, you know, well, he was a freshman last year, so, but solid, man. This kid is solid. He makes plays. You know, got good confidence. He's comfortable. Seems like with what's going on, and um, just a playmaker, man. Dude is a playmaker, and I think that this year he'll look to expand his role and play a lot of meaningful football this year for Alabama. So look out for Lassier, man, and look out for him to have a bigger role this year and make a lot of plays as he did last year. I mean, the dude caught a touchdown in the playoff game against Oklahoma. Hell, I remember him. I want to say in Missouri when it was tight. He made that big catch, towards the end of that, and made a couple big catches in that game. So, I mean, give him some love, man. Give my man Lassier some love. He deserves it, and I think that he'll be a playmaker this year once again for Alabama. So, um, I just want people to know that I see him out there, and I don't know if I'm the only one, but yeah, I mean, let me know. Do y'all see Lassier out there, man? Because it seems like I'm the only one seeing them, but I'm sure there's other people out there, that see it too. But I mean, it's crazy to me, man, that people are sleeping on them. So, but yeah, let's talk about this defense though, man. Let's talk about this Alabama defense. I've been talking a lot about the offense and what I'm expecting from them and what that's gonna look like. But um, man, I think this defense is gonna be a top 10 defense, man. I strongly believe they'll be really good. You know, Attack the football is what I want to see. You know, Create turnovers, play with a physicality, put pressure up. I think they can do all of this stuff, man. The only thing that I want to see a little bit more of is and me and my boy Thomas, man. Shout out to my man Thomas. We talk about this a lot, man. Like every season, we look at the the first few games and kind of look at the standout defensive players, and we're always looking at the defensive line. And man, Alabama has not had like a dominant defensive lineman in a while. Like one that I can just week one, you're like, yo, that's a first round draft pick. I feel like we haven't produced from that position in a while, and that so early on, man, I want to see someone just take over and just start to every single week trend upwards and just creating all kind of havoc out there and making it hard to run the ball and get to the quarterback. But I want to see the defensive line play with more physicality, man, and dominate the way I'm used to Alabama doing. And we haven't done that in the last couple of seasons. So I want to see that. And I also want to see the linebacker play get better, man. Like linebacker play has been okay, but I want to see you know, it's not where I want it to be, man. I want to see a little bit more from the linebacker position from Alabama, man. I think you got to get in the backfield, make some plays. That comes a lot from the defensive line doing their job as well. So linebackers come in and clean things up, but we gotta get better linebacker play too, man. So as good as this defense is that I think we'll have this year, I do want to see some more a more physicality, and that comes with what I talked about earlier with that Bama swagger, though. Go out there and play with a little swagger, man, and some energy, um, and I think that they got the depth this year to play at a high level too. So they got a lot of young guys out there that can make plays, man. Um, but yeah, man, they got a transfer, Tompkins from USC that they're really high on. They got a good, they got a guy named Green, defensive lineman that they said is like he's a monster. I think he's like 300 some pounds, and they said he's a big body and he's physical. Uh, obviously we got Yanzi Pierre, which, came on strong last year, made a bunch of plays. I expect him to take that next step forward and play at a high level. So, getting after the quarterback, man, and making plays and allowing these amazing DBs that we have, man. Our DB room is probably one of the best in the country, man. Xavier Brown and you got Hubbard back there, and then you got Dejon Lee, over there as well. So, they just got, guys flying all over the place, man, in that DB room. So, I think the DBs would be just fine. Probably the strongest part of the defense is the DB room. So, um, you know, just play with a physicality, man. I want to see up front them attack and stop the run and get after the quarterback. And when those things happen, you can allow those amazing DBs you got to clean up stuff in the backfield and get interceptions. And I want to see us score touchdowns too, man. When's the last time Alabama scored a touchdown on defense? I'm trying to remember. That there was a point in time in my life where Alabama scored a touchdown on defense almost every single game, and it was like, no brainer. It was going to happen. So I can't remember. Well, Xavier Brown had the pick six against Tennessee. I do remember that. So, which was crazy. That was nice. But I mean, man, it don't happen as much as I would like it to. Used to happen all the time, but maybe we can make that happen more this season. So, um, but yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited about week one, man. I got some picks that I'm also gonna give you guys this week, and hopefully I can get this out before um the football kicks off this weekend. So um obviously, I got a full-time job that I do, and I do this for fun, and editing all this stuff and getting it out there is also like a work as well. But I'm not complaining. I enjoy it. So, but yeah, we got picks coming up too that I want to put out there. And um week zero, man, I try to, it's football though, right? Who watches week zero? Who else watches week zero? Like, I'm a big week zero person just because it doesn't matter what game is on, man. It's usually some bull crap games on, but I enjoy football, and it doesn't matter what it is. So, um, I'll be putting some bets out there here soon. So follow me on social media again to get some of those picks. They may or may not be good. So, but you know, we'll see. We'll see how I do this year in football. Um, but man, I'm like, what's the game that y'all are most excited about to see right now? I'm gonna tell you right now. For me, I'm super pumped about this Georgia game, man. Um, and I'm glad it's where it's at. Is I think it's week 6, I believe. But that gives Keelon some time to kind of get into the groove a little bit and give our offensive line time to gel, and hopefully we have the run game moving at that point, and hopefully we got some of these running backs too that we got, man. Hopefully they're ready to go by Georgia week, man, because I know a lot of them have been um, dinged up a little bit. So AK Deer, I think we might have him back, and then that freshman running back EJ Crowell, which I'm super excited about as well. Hopefully we might have him healthy and ready to go. So and oh yeah, and I didn't get a chance to speak on this, man. So looks like Noah Rogers is he got hurt early, I want to say in the spring, and looks like he's back out there catching footballs, man, and practicing and getting right. So um, maybe we'll have a full roster ready to go, man, by you know mid season. But I know we did get some injuries too this past weekend, I think. So by the time I put this out, I'm not sure like what the updates are on those injuries. I think one of our real five-star safeties got injured, and uh, I want to say defensive lineman got injured as well. Beeman, which is I think he came off injury last year. So hopefully we get those guys back too, man. But man, yeah, I'm excited about Georgia, the Georgia game. Um, it's gonna be massive, man. So uh, I think you know Georgia will probably have one of the best teams in the country, and again, I talked about this on another podcast. Nobody's picking us to win the game, which is cool. But I hope that people are. Yeah, my prediction is the vibe about this game will be a lot different once it gets here. I think game day will probably be there, and I think both teams will probably be undefeated, and I'm hoping both teams are undefeated because I like the big game atmosphere. So, and I hope it's a night game, in Tuscaloosa. So it's gonna be rowdy, man, and it'll be good. So, uh, that's gonna have a lot of SEC implications put on it. But yeah, even with the addition to Keelon, I'm still predicting the 10-2 Alabama record. I'm gonna stick with that. I feel like that's uh, as good as I think Keelon is, that's not changing my opinion. I still think there's a few losses in this schedule somewhere. So um, Keelon gives the offense a different dimension, but I still think that you know the SEC is very tough, and it's going to be very difficult to win every single week. But and I think they can do that. But you know, I'm being a realist about it a little bit. But I will not be surprised if they go undefeated. But I doubt that it happened, but it wouldn't surprise me. Okay, let's get into this really quick, man. If you guys have been following me on social media, I put out uh, a little rapid fire question, and one of the questions was, I basically said that Ryan Williams would outproduce Jeremiah Smith this year, and I just wanted to dive into that a little bit more and talk about that, and maybe make this uh, you know argument here. But first off, I want to say this: I'm not saying that I think Ryan Williams is a better receiver than Jeremiah Smith. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is I don't think they're too far apart. I think Jeremiah Smith is obviously the perfect prototype receiver, big body, can, fast, strong, and, got good hands, all that kind of stuff. But I think Ryan Williams, man, the only thing he's lacking is the size, right? Um, Now he got to show us that he can be consistent this year of catching the football, which I think he will. I think he's going to show people this year. Um, but the reason why I'm saying he's going to outproduce Jeremiah Smith is, first off, I don't think that he's that far off of Jeremiah Smith's talent. I think he's just as good. I think he's, maybe faster. He's not stronger, but he's probably faster. Uh, and you know, a lot of people are saying like, well, don't you think Jeremiah Smith to be double covered, all season? Of course, he's going to get out produced by, Ryan Williams, but Ryan Williams gets double covered too. I'm not sure why people think that Ryan did get all kind of looks last year, because he did. So, he just had some issues catching the ball. But I think at the end of the day, I think that Ryan is going to get a lot of opportunity this year. He's going to be uh, a big vocal point of the offense this year. I think he'll get a lot of touches, and I think Jeremiah Smith also will have a crazy year this year. But um, I'm telling you, man, I think the Keelan Ryan Williams connection is going to be crazy, man. I think that it's gonna, by end of November, it'll be something that everybody's talking about. Like, that's what I believe. And so just to give some stats, man. So here it is. I'm gonna give y'all my 26 predictions for both guys. So this year, I think Ryan Williams will have 105 catches. Let's go with 1,550 yards receiving and 14 touchdowns. And I think Jeremiah Smith will have something like 95 receptions. Let's go with 1,350 yards receiving and 13 touchdowns. So that'll be a good year for both guys, but Ryan outproduces them. So, and we'll see. We'll come back around and at the end of the year and see if that take is right or wrong. So, I think Ryan Williams outperforms him this year, man. I think he is going to show people that freshman Ryan Williams, highlight tape that he put on early in the year. So, yeah, and I'm standing on it, man. I'm standing on it. So we'll see. The bottom line is, I'm not saying Jeremiah Smith won't be the number one receiver coming out of the draft. I think he is the best receiver just because he fits, again, the prototype of like what that NFL receiver needs to look like. So, but what I am saying is Ryan Williams is 1A to him. That's all I'm saying. So we'll see. But all right, guys, man. So week 0 is coming up, and I'm excited about it. But I also gotta tie in my fantasy football league because the NFL football season is also coming up, and I'm super excited about NFL as well. Not only NFL, but my fantasy football league is coming up, and I enjoy NFL just as much as college football, even though college football probably got it by a little bit, but that's okay. I still, really strongly enjoy NFL ball, and the fantasy league, makes that even better. And we got a draft coming up on this Sunday, so I got to get prepared for that. It's going to be a long one, as I mentioned earlier, and I got to figure out, which route I'm going and what guys I'm going to draft and all that kind of stuff. But again, I wanted to kind of do something fun with my fantasy league. Again, I am the commissioner of the league, and I just kind of want to do something fun and transparent with my fantasy league. So I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna, live stream it. I might do it on YouTube or TikTok. It's all new to me, so I'm trying to figure it out. I'm 11 episodes in, and I am tying my fantasy football into this stuff. So yeah, just let me give you guys like a little rundown of like my league and like, what we got going on and all that kind of stuff. So we got 12. It's a 12-man league. We're doing a dynasty league this year. So it's, going 12 years strong. We've had the league for 12 years, and we've had people come and go out of the league, of course, just like any other league. But we got a group of like, I want to say six of us that have been in it from the beginning, and we've added people in along the way. So the group we got right now has been together for a while. We got 2 new additions to the league. So this will be their first year playing with us. And, it is a buy-in league. So we buy in. So people, the top 3 people get paid out. And, I'm also going to give out a fantasy football trophy this year. So my goal is to come on here weekly as I, talk college football and NFL football with you guys, is to kind of give you a fantasy breakdown of like, the progress of what's happening in my league. So give you the standings and, the games of the week and all that kind of stuff. And, I have my cousin Kelsey on here a few episodes before. If y'all haven't checked that episode out, go check it out. He's in the league, and I plan on having some of those guys come on here and, just talk smack about fantasy football, and then we'll, obviously transition into like, more of college football debates and NFL debates, NBA debates, all that kind of stuff. Those guys like to talk about pretty much everything, man. So yeah, it's a dynasty league, and So if you haven't played a dynasty fantasy football, if you haven't been a part of that type of league before, it's my favorite type of league just because it's a little bit different strategy than a full redraft league every single year. You have to be a little mindful of like the guys you're drafting, and one for the age. You don't want to draft a guy that's too old because the dynasty league you're keeping these particular players for throughout the years. So you got to be mindful of like who you're drafting and how long they'll be around in the league. So I got a plan in my head of who I need to draft, and hopefully it works out for me. But I've won this league multiple years before, so I am not just one time, but I've won the league three times. So uh, it's a good feeling, and you really you know uh try to find ways to keep being competitive in fantasy football and win it. So some people think it's really nerdy to play fantasy football and whatever the case is, but that stuff don't bother me, and it's kind of fun to keep up with that kind of stuff, and it locks you in with some games that you probably would not have even thought about watching as well. Um, so yeah, I enjoy it, but so again, we got a buy-in for the league. Top three players get paid out. There will be a fantasy trophy this year, as I mentioned. And again, we'll have guys come on here and talk their smack weekly. So if they decide they want to come on. If not, you guys will keep listening to me talk about it, and I'll give you updates. And but I mean, for one reason why we're doing the redraft league, the dynasty league, is we used to have a regular standard league just like everyone else that our redraft league, and it's not a dictatorship around here, so it's a democracy. So we voted on it, and everybody voted to do a redraft, and that's what we're gonna do. So uh, people have strategy for the draft, and how they want to go in and tackle it. So uh, we'll see who reaches this year and make some crazy picks, man. I think I have some ideas of who they might be, but I won't mention their names right now. Um, so draft situation right now, I'm just talking for for myself. I got the eighth pick overall, so I got the eighth pick. We do it on the sleeper app. It'll be a snake draft, so I'll get eight, and then I think I'll get five after that. So, uh, I got a strategy going in, and I'll probably stick with it and go with that. But you know, I got some targets I'm looking at out there. Not to give away all of my picks or anything, but I really like Lamar Jackson, and I really like Jameer Gibbs. I like Puka Nakua. I like him a lot. But you know, those are guys that obviously won't be around probably too long. So I'll keep the other ones to myself just so I can, don't give away all my nuggets right now. But yeah, I'm excited about it, man, and hopefully y'all can tune in and check us out if I decide to do the live stream. But if not, then again, keep you guys posted on the progress throughout the season. Um, and we'll go from there. Again, I told you guys, man, I'm just a regular guy that just likes to talk sports in general, and we'll get other people on here that like to do the same thing, man. We don't, it's no pressure on here. We just like to kind of relax and do what you always do, and just talk sports. And fantasy football in my sports world is a big topic of it. So I talk fantasy football with pretty much everybody I come in contact with. If we're talking long enough, it eventually gets around to like, yo, do you got a fantasy team? Or let me see your fantasy team. So uh I know I can't be the only one that does that. But so it's fun, man. And yeah, so again, we'll talk about that a little bit more, and I'll see you guys next week on that and fill you guys in. I'll show you guys who I drafted, and what team I got. But anyways, guys, man, so look, man, again, this is episode 11 and I've been putting out a few episodes and again, I just come on here and just talk and, hopefully I'm not rambling too much and people that do decide to tune in and listen and continue to listen, I appreciate y'all and, again, it's just something I like to do, something I'm doing on my free time because I do have a full-time job and more responsibilities to do. But this is not anything that's hard work for me. I just kind of like to come on here and just talk, man. So but if you guys would do me a favor and subscribe to the channel if you liking it, make sure you're following me on all the social media sites, TikTok, Instagram. I'm on X, and you know, we can debate and do all those things. If you want more shorter content, and go out there and just kind of, I put the shorter content out there on the social media sites, so you can debate me there if you want to, and we can talk about fantasy or college football, NFL takes that I'm gonna put out. So just to do what you normally do with all of your sports buddies and group chats, we just take it to the social media sites. But yeah, man. So again, man, I appreciate you guys and make sure you again like and subscribe and follow me on the social media sites. And we'll talk to you guys next time, man. Peace.